I need to make a massive decision here at Manchester United. Who do we sign for the striker spot? You see, last season we had Benjamin Sesko as well as Xerxes, but both of them turned out to be absolute frauds, so we sold them. Since then, I've started off the season using Marcus Rashford. He's actually decent, but I don't think he's at the level we need to win the Champions League, win the Premier League. For that, we're gonna have to sign a superstar. And it might be time to bring out the checkbook as well, because we've got 250 million to spend. This signing is about to change everything. Now, okay, hold up. I have been reading your comments, and a lot of you guys are telling me to just trust Chido Obi. The 18-year-old has been absolutely insane so far, and you guys are absolutely right. His performance against Man City, I think that was the best performance any striker has given for us so far. But at the same time, don't forget he's just 18. What if he picks up an injury? What if he goes into a slump of bad form? At that age, it'll be difficult for him to recover, and the only other striker we've got at the club is Rasmus Højlund. I don't trust him one bit. I think we absolutely need to bring in a world-class striker. Now, that doesn't mean Chido Obi won't play an important part this season. I've seen what he can do. He will get a lot of chances. Now, I have been reading through your comments, and Harry Kane was a suggestion that popped up. We can easily afford him. Guys, why would he leave Bayern Munich to join Man United? That's where he's most likely to maybe win the Champions League. I think if he was to come back to the Premier League, he'd only join Spurs. Plus, I'm looking at that 55 pace, and yep, nah, we're not doing this. Another really, really good option, Victor Osimhen. Bro, 91 pace, the shooting is there. Physically insane, a decent dribbler. And to lure him from Galatasaray, I don't think will be difficult. But he's not played at a top European club for a while. Will he be able to bring back the level he had at Napoli? And that's why I'm looking at a couple of Argentinians, Lautaro Martinez. I know how good he can be. There's even Julian Alvarez. But there was one comment from you guys that really got me thinking. Serhou Guirassy. Now, I know what you're thinking. 30 years old, why would you sign him? Guys, he looks insane. 87 rated. He was the Champions League top scorer last season. I know how good he can be. The shooting is there. The dribbling as well for someone of that frame. And he's a lot faster than Harry Kane. Also, he's got the finesse shot plus, which means he's going to be insane inside the box. Now, depending on how the negotiations go, I think I've made my decision. I'm about to chuck an £80 million offer. They want 86, but let's make it happen. And I don't think contract negotiations is going to be any problem. Unlike last season, where we were limited to signing players who are not playing Champions League football. This season, we ourselves are in the Champions League. And that means we can sign players at the top level. Guirassy is exactly that, boys. We're going to give him a wage bump to 110k. And it's done, boys. Manchester United have a new star striker. I know their record recently for strikers has not been good. But that's why I've gone with experience. I know Serhou Guirassy means goals. And if he can bring that level he had at Dortmund to Manchester United, we're going to have a lot of fun. By the way, guys, to celebrate the release of FC26, we're running 15% off on s2gshop.com. You can get yourself some S2G merch and support the channel. The code is Sidinho. If you know, you know. Oh, and if you do place an order, do tag me on Instagram or Twitter or wherever. Well, let's get back to the Man United job. Honestly, boys, what an outstanding transfer window this has been. Of course, Guirassy is the cherry on top, but to sign Reece James, Lewis Hall, even Emi Martinez for goalkeeper depth. Now, the window doesn't shut for another week, so there could be more drama. Well, exactly like this, because we've just got an offer for Rasmus Højlund from Sunderland, and I'm gonna accept it. Well, forget Højlund. What is happening here with Dallot? It has come to our attention that Dallot has been making scathing press declarations. He publicly wishes to leave the team. What do I do here? Terminate his contract? Isolate and sell? This is kind of similar to the Bayern D situation, but what happened with Dallot? I thought he was a pretty good backup right back. Suddenly he just wants to leave? I guess we'll just isolate and sell him because I want the cash for him. I ain't letting anyone go for free. And I told you, boys, we weren't done with our transfer business. Now we are going to need to sign a right back because with Dallot potentially leaving, we'll only have Reece James for that position, and I think that's very risky. I do want to sign a player with Premier League experience, so let's take a look and see what kind of options we have. And I just found a very interesting player, Omar El Hilali, Moroccan right back, versatile as well because he can play centre back. He's only 22 with an 80 overall, playing for Nottingham. And oh, look at that, I think a swap deal for Diogo Dallot will work here. That's even better. And that's the right back problem instantly solved. Dallot is gone, El Hilali coming in. Funnily enough, we had Masraoui before and he was Moroccan as well. I guess we've now got a successor. And look at that, boys, more transfer drama Rasmus Højlund leaving the club. Now, the reason why I accepted this offer, of course, partly because we were getting decent money, but also that's a statement that, yes, I want to trust Chido Obi. He's going to be the backup option to Girassi, which means the cup games, the midweek games, Obi will play a part. But now, boys, still quite a bit of time left in the transfer window. And one thing about FC26, you got to expect the unexpected. Like, look at this. We've got an offer for Ian Matson. I don't know, man. This guy literally told me that he wants to leave the club because he's homesick. But now he's just not accepting any offers that come for him. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. He's anyway not part of my plans. I'm just hoping we can get this done with. But now, boys, we've got Nottingham Forest away from home. And I really want to use this game to build some momentum because we just beat City in crazy manner. And now with Girassi and El Hilali both making their debuts, I think we've got what it takes to keep that form going. By the way, between Lemens and Emi Martinez, you guys saw the fraudulence Emi Martinez did in that last game. Almost cost us. So Lemens is back in the squad. Don't forget, boys, this season the board has been very clear with me. Premier League title, FA Cup, and a Champions League final. That is their demands. And all of that starts here early on in the season where we need to perform, get the results. Mitoma finding Girassi, whose control was nice as he holds the ball up really well and opens some space up. Looks to put it back in for Cunha. He should have scored. Okay, I think we need to get the ball to Girassi, man, because you know how insane he will be in the box. Instead, we get it to De Ligt. It's complete chaos, but we couldn't score. Gotta be smart about how we defend, and De Ligt does a really good job here. And now we've got Girassi, who's holding up the play, waiting to get Mitoma involved. And here goes the Japanese international as he looks for Cunha. Manchester United flying here, and Cunha with a banging finish. 2 games, 2 goals for Cunha. That's what we need from him. Looks like now Mbumo wants to get involved as he looks for Cunha. Bruno Fernandes looking now for Mitoma. This is lovely to see as we're going to find Girassi, who's holding it up nicely for Cunha again. Mitoma couldn't get to the rebound. Uh-oh, we're having to do a bit of defending here because it's Gibbs White. A clever bit of skill there from him, but Baleba tracks back and does well. Look at the space here we've got on the breakaway as Mbumo breaks through, and this should be a simple goal for him. And of course it is. We really are cruising against Nottingham. And that's the kind of no-nonsense result we need if we really want to mount a title fight. But okay, boys, we're now on transfer deadline day, and I'm still a bit nervous. Like, you never know, an unexpected event could pop up. One of our best players might leave, so I'm still just waiting to see what happens. This is exactly what I was talking about. Chelsea are trying to sign Lenny Yoro. Absolutely not. We're rejecting it. My boy Lenny has done such a good job of, like, putting Lisandro Martinez out of the team. He's been that good. I love this partnership between De Ligt and Yoro. We'll keep it as is. And just like that, boys, we've managed to get through deadline day unscathed. This is now basically the squad we've assembled for the season. I think we've done a fantastic job. I would rate this transfer window a solid 8.5 out of 10. I mean, we could have gone for a bigger option than Girassi. That would have got that rating up, but I still feel he's the right man for the job. Did you see his hold-up play? I feel like that's the kind of striker we need. By the way, Amad Diallo has finally learned how to play in that right mid position. Initially, I was training him to be a left midfielder, but now we're using him as backup to Mbumo, so we'll make him a right mid. Cunha has finally learned how to play in that cam spot. There you go. We're changing that as well. But now we're going to keep up our Premier League grind, but I do want Ahmad back in the team. And also, I want to rotate the squad a little bit. So for that, I'm going to play Bruno at cam, Bobby Mainu in the midfield. We'll also play Marcus Rashford in that left midfield spot. I feel if we can figure out a way to get the best out of Rashford, over the season, he might just end up benching Mitoma because there's that much raw talent there. By the way, boys, before we kickstart this game, player of the episode from last time around, young Chido Obi. The streets will never forget his performance against City. And don't worry, at some point in this episode, you guys will see him in action. For now, though, I really want to start Girassi so that he can get his first goal for Manchester United. We know how much it can mean for him as he tries to get the effort, but it's blocked. Big chance here for Ahmad to show what he's all about as he looks for Girassi really well, but he can't get the shot off, goes tumbling down. Second half now, and suddenly Leicester City are on the attack. They've barely done a thing in this game, and they're taking a set piece short here with Mavdidi, and we're struggling to defend this. It's good link-up player. Mavdidi, and what was that for a challenge? It's a good thing they completely ruined that attack. I don't want to be conceding pence, man. We got to be careful. Oh, and Marcus Rashford's making a really nice run. This is what I like to see as we find Girassi, but that was such a heavy touch. I should have just gone forward with Rashford there. Uh-oh, and now we're seeing Leicester City on the charger with Mavdidi, and fair enough. They've barely done a thing in this game, but when it matters, they've taken the lead. You know what? I'm going to have to make a change. Girassi is not having the best of games. Obi will come on. We'll bring on Cunha for Baleba and also Mbumo. Come on, man. If we want to be in a title fight, we cannot afford to lose to Leicester. Man, even after the changes, it's still Leicester City on the charger. I'm really struggling. As another chance, but Lemens saved that. And okay, wait, on the counter-attack, Cunha might be able to save us. He's driving the ball forward. There are options. What was that first touch? We're trying our best to maybe conjure up something here with Obi linking up with Mbumo. Mbumo falling and sliding, but he manages to get the goal. At least we get a point out of this. And bro, you can't deny it, man. Chido Obi always seems to involve him in attacks. Gets another assist. Wasn't the ideal result, boys, but at least we salvaged something here. Man, but draws aren't going to be enough because look at Liverpool, top of the league, already 3 points clear of us. Even City have a couple more points. Arsenal as well. We got to start picking up the pace. But now, though, looks like Champions League finally begins. I am so excited for the league phase. Ideally, the goal is to get into the top 8 so we can skip the playoffs. Because the playoffs will mean that we'll have to play an additional couple of games in February, and I don't want that. Already, though, I'm worried about our schedule with all the Champions League football, the cup football as well. But hey, those are the demands of managing a top club. Now, as much as I want to start Chido Obi, I need Girassi to start firing, so I'm hoping this Champions League game could do exactly that. Okay, a bit of space here for Baleba. I'm just going for it, and what? A deflection? Nah, that might be the luckiest goal we've scored in this series. Bro, the football we're playing right now, Mbumo squaring it for Girassi, and there's his first goal. That is exactly what we needed from Serhu Girassi, and hopefully he can fire on from here. No, Lemens, what did you do? Bro, just like Emi Martinez a few weeks ago, Lemens also has a howler. I guess next game we now got to give Emi a chance, but my goodness, was that horrible. Okay, what is happening here? Suddenly, we're now 2-all. This guy just ran through our defense. And I was praising Delict and Yoro, but we're now getting schooled against a Romanian team. No way, they could actually make it 3-1. Lenny Yoro at least does a good job there. What even just happened here? Has this guy, Danny Bariglia, whoever he is, just scored a hat-trick on me? I think he has. Utter humiliation at Old Trafford. We were 2-0 up, cruising, and we end up losing 3-2. I genuinely cannot believe this result. Is this how we're going to win the Premier League and the Champions League? Just embarrassing. In other news, we've got a message from our board. Thankfully, it's not about our miserable performance that we just had. Use it or lose it. The club has decided that any remaining transfer budget will not carry over to next season. Bro, that means the 172 million we have, we gotta spend it in January. Otherwise, that money's gonna be gone. And you know what? Based on what I've been seeing so far this season, maybe I was wrong about Delict and Yoro. We do need some reinforcements in that centre-back spot as well. That could be something for January. Right now, we've got a Carabao Cup fixture against Arsenal, and I know they're a big team, but I don't think we've got the bandwidth to compete in the Carabao Cup, so I'm just gonna rotate the squad completely. And I'm a bit nervous, and yeah, we end up losing on penalties. Bro, there's something about Chido Obi, man. Even though we lost, he still scored in this game. What just happened here? Girassi is injured and is unavailable? Hyper-extended knee injury, and he'll be out for 6 weeks? Bro, what even is our luck? That is crazy, bro. The star striker we've just signed, he's out for like a month or so. Well, I guess we've got no other choice. Chido Obi, everything is going to depend on him. But okay, boys, he's actually exhausted. No stamina whatsoever. I think we can play Chido Obi only for like one half. Good thing is we do have Marcus Rashford on the bench, so we'll bring him on then. But Reece James looks exhausted. We will also play Emi Martinez after that howler from Lemens. It's match day 2 now in the Champions League, and we gotta win. Mitoma trying to get in behind with pace, and he does so. Mitoma, no, they didn't allow him to shoot. How is that not a pen? Wait. Chido Obi has picked up a knock as well. What kind of luck am I dealing with, man? That challenge on him caused a knock here. I don't want to risk him. We'll bring on Marcus Rashford to play up top. Honestly, this season, we're starting off with the worst possible luck with all these injuries. I'm not taking a risk, boys. Obi looks fine now, but we'll only find out after the game what's the status. For now, Rashford, bro, this is your dream scenario. Both our star strikers are injured. It is your chance to become a hero at Manchester once again. But right now, looks like we're going to become 0 again, but Delict does really well. Ooh, I see Marcus Rashford. He's got the pace. This is what Rashford can do. Marcus goes for a cheeky chip, but he gets the rebound. It's a dodgy goal, but we'll absolutely take it. Marcus Rashford back at Man United. Now we're looking like in complete control as Rashford gets there first, but the header was wide. Here's our Moroccan right back El Hilali, now looking for Rashford. Baleba, Cunha, finding Mitoma. The link-up play there, we should have made it 2-0. We're really going to regret all these missed chances. I think we need a bit of control in this game. So, on comes Menu, Bruno at cam, and we change Menu to a box-to-box, Bruno to a playmaker. This is my favorite substitution combo to just get a bit of control over the game. Look at the space on the breakaway here. Mbumo trying to cut inside. I'm waiting for Rashford to keep that run going. Marcus Rashford. Oh, that's a lovely finish. In times like these, it's Marcus Rashford, born and bred in Manchester, who's getting the job done. Mitoma. Oh, that's a lovely ball for Marcus Rashford. What a finish. He's just scored a hat-trick in the Champions League. We will absolutely take that, boys. He's got us our first Champions League win as well. And also a bit of good news. It was only a scare on Chido Obi. He's perfectly fine. Oh, man. Not again. El Hilali homesick. Bro, we literally signed you from a Premier League club. You were already in England. Okay, we dealt with this situation before. Wait, the options are different. We can either just get back to him later, or I could help him settle by adding his favorite Moroccan food to the cafeteria menu. What even is this? No way giving him Moroccan food is going to get rid of his homesickness. We'll see how this plays out.
That's it. Nice and hot. Spicy.
Okay, we're now gearing up to face Chelsea in the Premier League. This is an important game. We need to win this if we want to push for the title. And that's why I'm making a couple of changes. Bruno's going to come in the team. Manu as well. I feel like this way we'll be able to control that midfield. But most importantly, Rashi is playing up top. And here we go, boys. Heading to Old Trafford. Massive game here against Chelsea. Oh, no, it's raining. And look at the way the ball is moving. Look at the first touches as well. This is going to be a tough game.
Are you being serious? It's raining for both teams.
If we can just somehow take the early lead, how big could that be? As here's Mbumo trying to do exactly that. He's managed to get his man. And Mbumo, lovely finish. 1-0 up now against Chelsea. Exactly what we need. Oh, Pedro Neto's broken through completely. Emi Martinez, that is why we signed him. I think we need to make changes. I would love the pace of Ahmad. Rashford hasn't had the best of games, so we'll bring on Chido Obi. Come on, boys. We've still got the lead. I know we can win this. And just as I say that, Pedro Neto is attacking us with so much pace. And Emi Martinez, big save again. Bro, with this kind of performance, man, Emi Martinez is making a big claim for him to be a starter. Ahmad looking across it in for Chido Obi. He tried his best, couldn't win it. But what a relief, man. We managed to hold on. A massive win against Chelsea. Emi Martinez for sure was man of the match here. Well, looks like giving Moroccan food to Hilali was not the right play because he's homesick again. I can either tell him to just focus on his football or I can just delay the situation. I think we'll just delay and see what happens here because if I tell him to focus, you know he's going to be like, oh, I want to leave the club like Ian Matson. Wait a minute, boys. El Hilali did message me earlier on. I really can't thank you enough, boss. Food from home really is good for the soul, isn't it? He was happy. What went wrong? Somebody just give him more Moroccan food, man. Anyways, boys, we've got a massive test in the Champions League now. Atletico Madrid. Still no Girassi available. He should be back in like a week or so. But now against Atleti, I want to do something brave. I'm going to trust Chido Obi. If he doesn't perform well, I know there's Rashford to come on to help us out. But I think this is how we're going to line up. By the way, look at that. Unai Emery is now the Atletico Madrid manager. I'm interested to see how his team plays. I do feel like they're not going to be playing super defensive football like Simeone. But I think this is going to be a really good test for us to see where we stand. The board wants us to reach the Champions League final. For that, teams like Atleti, we need to be getting the job done against. Obi and Cunha linking up so nicely. There's Cunha goes for goal, gets the goal. Something about Obi's link-up play, man. He always gets assists. Come on, boys. We can pull off a famous win here at Madrid against Atletico. I believe in this team. Gonna have to defend, though, for that as Atletico is on the charge here. We've really marked well, and Lewis Hall doing a solid job. Oh, Julian Alvarez has just gotten the better of me, and fair enough. He's one of the best strikers in the world, man. That's what Julian Alvarez can do. Oh, lovely ball for Chido. He's managed to break through, but the first touch wasn't the best. He looks for Mbumo. Mbumo, nope. The angle is difficult, and no. How close was that? I think we got to make changes. Rashford's coming on. We'll bring on Ahmad as well for Mitoma. I really believe we can push for a win here. We just need to get this attack right. And Cunha has gone through all by himself. And there's the goal. Matheus Cunha always clutching up. And that is just the win we needed in the Champions League. And oh my, was that result important because it's propelled us into the top 8. Long way to go, but it's a big comeback that we've made after that defeat in the first round. Even in the Premier League, we keep fighting. And look at where we are right now. 6 points off Liverpool. But we have a game in hand. Despite Girassi's injury, I think we've competed really well, all thanks to having the likes of Obi and Rashford perform. But I also think we now need to make a decision. With this 172 million, which the board is going to take away at the end of the season, do we use this once we get to January? Do we bolster our defense? I do think that could be the play. We could go for a world-class centre-back, and that could make us proper contenders. The question is who? Let me know in the comments. For now, though, I'm really glad that Girassi is almost back. In 6 days, he'll be fully fit, and we need him to start firing goals. Click here to continue watching.